Uno mas.
Hello, stragglers.
What is up? Welcome back to another episode of A Crazy World Podcast. Today, we have a discussion to have with the Impractical Jokers. This is relatively old news. This happened like a few weeks ago when it first was brought up, but yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, the Impractical Jokers are a TV show that used to consist of four guys. Now it's
four lifelong
guys.
Friends who compete to embarrass each other.
Yeah, who compete to embarrass each other. Yeah. Joe, one of the people who leapt on his own accord, is one of the Jokers we're gonna talk about today. And we're also going to talk about Ma as well. Those are the two Jokers we're going to talk about in detail today. So let's start off with the first Joker that got assassinated, Joe.
So I first heard about it from you, actually, because you posted about it on Facebook, and you were just, because I saw, like, you posted like, Joe, this isn't true, right? So I was like, oh, like, so I immediately Googled and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I was on my way home from work and I like saw Joe Gatto trending on like Twitter or something, and I was like, what happened? What funny bit did he do this time? And I saw a tweet like, it's just like with the three other Jokers, like, all right, Joe, cheat on your wife with a teenager. And I'm like, okay, this has to be some kind of bit, right? Because, like, I remember that Vine where it's like, oh, no, not that Vine, that TikTok where it's just like that guy that's like, some guy with a green shirt cheated on me, like, fuck my girlfriend. And, like, you just see Joe Gatto, like, doing a dance in, like, a green shirt or something. And that's what I thought it was, referencing, but I went and saw, like, the replies in the trending tab, and I was like, Joe Gatto has new allegations of cheating on his wife with a teenager in a hotel room, and he bit her ass. And it's like, alright. Fuck. Yeah. So the thing is, this is kind of gonna be like a bad video for both of us specifically, because for me specifically rather, I don't know how much research you've done for this topic.
I watched one in-depth video about both of them. I
Okay.
covered both of them, so I kind of know the gist.
I've heard that the girl, and this is from
The TikTok.
what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from people that the girl's lying. Not my words, by the way. That's just what I heard.
So, the video I watched, they played clips of her TikTok reveal, and again, I don't want to assume, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to get that comment like, this is why victims don't come out.
Yeah.
But, it's just some of the language she used in that video for talking about something so traumatic, like she uses the words like, this is my time to shine or something like that. I don't know if you heard that. I
have not.
But yeah, if you,
I
watched the actual clips of her TikTok, and you're just, some of the way she presented it was just kind of questionable, I would say, trying to be like, as not as dismissive as possible.
That's another thing I want to bring up is TikTok. I don't really trust when someone has like an important issue to bring up on TikTok, because sometimes they just do it for clout, even if something did actually happen to them. And I'm not going to deny that this girl actually went through something possibly, but from what I've heard and what you told me just now,
I'm just that's just me. I'm questioning.
You don't use those types of words when you're trying to like expose the guy who took advantage of you.
Yeah, because that's what there was like, because
cheated on his wife.
Because the comments were very split on this. Like, this is why victims don't come forward. These comments prove it. Then you have comments being like, I was traumatized and I wouldn't explain my trauma by being like, this is my time to shine.
Yeah.
But
it's just kind of one of those things, just like take this as you will.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And people can take it as any way they want to. Me and Jake are gonna take it as alright, I guess you can use those words in this situation if you wanted. Those are certainly words in the English language that you can say when talking about the situation. I just my perception of it. I don't know the tone. You watched the video, I didn't. But either way, I don't think there's a way they can say those words in any kind of tone that would imply like, "Hi, this is my time to shine." Like even that, the comprehensiveness type voice sounds like you're kind of eager just to be like, I want to put this on TikTok and be like, yep, this is gonna get likes. In my opinion, I don't know, but like I said multiple times already, those specific words just whatever, man. I don't know. It's just not the best choice of words to bring in the situation. Really, neither of us have had to deal with something along these lines. Not Jake specifically, where they were in a situation where they can really call themselves a victim of like sexual stuff that I know of. You want to have a quick therapy session right now? Were you ever touched as a child?
No.
Were you ever touched as an adult?
No.
I know.
I know. He's just like.
Me personally though, back to being serious,
I just because it's just like, you know, when we're talking about this, it's just like we're not, again, just to emphasize, we're not dismissing, we're just skeptical, I guess.
Yes.
I will back any victims of essay and like
I've never like, and I gotta be quiet about this one, I've never personally had like dealt with like a thing of like sexual assault, but I've been like sexually harassed before in a workplace, and I know how like kind of like traumatic and stressful it can be. If I were to talk about it on like a video, which I've thought about before, because like victims of this kind of stuff should not be silenced at all in any way. But if I were to do like a video where I wanted to talk about it, I wouldn't start the video or at any point in the video going, "It is my time to shine." Welcome, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the time I got sexually assaulted by a coworker. Like, no. Like, you don't do that kind of thing. And obviously, you don't have to present yourself like a emotionless like robot or anything like that. It's just a thing where like you have to also kind of be careful with a choice of words, because undeniably, if you went through something for real, there's always going to be those assholes who will see the video or whatever you're posting on, and they will call you out and try and call you a liar. And that's something that has always happened, unfortunately. But that's because there are cases, maybe not a lot, maybe a lot, I don't know, that's not really the point right now, where there have been women mostly, and some guys possibly as well, where they have lied about getting, going through this experience worse and all that. So, it's not good, obviously, but like I said, these are just not the best words. And that's that. So that's just the way I see it. If I were to like talk about it online, because it just comes across as like I get to use my trauma as clout too, which is another thing. Like if this actually did happen to someone, and you know they want to express themselves. This is kind of the point I'm trying to make. Like, certainly that's a choice you can make on your own, or could, but it's not the right one because that's going to open the door to a lot of those types of people who will call you out or try to call you out for if like you're being like a liar or not. So yeah, that's just what I have to say about it. I think the Joe situation is kind of a lot more iffy and has a lot more gray area than the Murr situation.
There's two of them. There's two for Joe.
What was the other one for Joe?
There was a former employee who said Joe was harassing her or whatever.
Oh, I did hear something about that, I think. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I fucking talked about it in the fucking video I did on one of my channels. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that situation was like a fucking, what was it, like a 16-year-old intern or something?
Not sure.
Then when the girl turned like 18, Joe was like doing some shit or whatever.
I think so, maybe.
Something like that. I don't know the situation with that at all. I didn't really dive deep into that one because nobody talked about it.
Yeah, not really a lot of people went. Yeah, it's just because that first one is just because it was in a TikTok, so, and there's like, I guess, visuals.
Yeah.
And video recordings of the conversation. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, you know.
Did the video talk about that other girl at all?
It did. And it's just like I can't really like remember too much specifically about it to present it in a way for our audience, and I don't want to butcher this, but that's just what I remember was just someone who worked like a former employee that they complained about Joe's just behind the scenes behavior. And I guess infidelity was probably the most likely why him and his wife had that split.
Right.
Causing the leap to the show, and that's just kind of the new speculation now.
Yeah, that was something that as well he talked about as well. Yeah.
And then they got back together, and now find out that Joe apparently, regardless of the essay, we do know Joe clearly is guilty of infidelity regardless. But it's just obviously, if you're saying this was an assault, it's obviously more serious.
Yeah.
Of course. And we should be taking it seriously.
Yeah, because my eyes, like, the cheating part isn't illegal to cheat on your partner. It's not morally right, and you should definitely get criticism for that part. Assuming it's true, I didn't look that much into the situation. It kind of bummed me out so much that I just didn't really want to look into the situation entirely. But you know, people should be talking more about, and obviously people have, but people should be focusing their entire attention on the essay possibility than the cheating, because the cheating part is a matter between Joe and his wife only, and possibly the girl or whatever that Joe possibly did something with. Maybe, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I think that's just how it should be. I think cheating is not a good thing to go through. And it should just be a matter.
I just find it icky all around overall.
Yeah.
This how old was he? He's in 50s or something like that, and he's getting having a 19-year-old who's intoxicated to go to his hotel room. It's just no,
Yeah.
it's really not.
I completely agree. Yeah, this definitely like whooped everyone's opinion on Joe for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Joe used to be like before like the last month. Joe was like the Joker that everybody fucking loved and wanted back on the show, and now if the fucking show even continues after this, like I guarantee you, like obviously less people will still continue to watch the show, but people won't have that itch to have Joe back on the show, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just fucking sucks all over the place. So yeah, is that it for Joe? Or is that more with Joe?
I think that's it for Joe. It's
Yeah.
just those two that I've heard of, but more could come out.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
But not for the really oh boy.
Yeah.
James Murray.
Yeah, the other J-Man.
Yep.
I think Murray has a lot more evidence against him because there's actual photo proof,
video proof too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something about like taking like a teenager into a kissing booth or like a photo booth.
Yeah, and then there was so much just screenshots of texts that is allegedly with Murray with this underage girl. And it's just icky. It's so icky. It's just yeah, and this was all posted anonymously. And that is their right to do so.
Right. I completely agree.
Yeah, I'll just say there's just a lot of weight. Obviously, we have to speak with allegedly with all this, but with Murr, there's a lot more weight to it.
Yeah. Do you think Joe saw the Murr stuff come out and was like, oh, thank God?
I don't know.
He's like, oh, thank God, I'm no longer tonight's only loser.
Yeah, it's just I feel a little bit more I don't want to. I think it's just the Murr one caught me more off guard than with Joe.
Yeah,
and then when you start to think about it with Murr, because then you realize like how young his wife is, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, his wife is pretty young. See the difference between Joe's the cheating aside, by the way, you can make the argument, obviously. I don't necessarily agree with this, but with one of the girls, I think in particular with Joe's, she was at least of age. Actually, the other girl was fucking like what, under 18 too. So this argument I'm trying to make, not even argument, just a statement I'm trying to make, is also invalid. Never mind. No, I just disregard it. I just no. Say something.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember just so yeah, but I'm drawing a blank right now.
I get it.
But yeah, it's just This just sucks. This just like I loved Impractical Jokers, and just now it's just like now it's just become like tainted legacy now. I think the one that really just made me sad was one of the text screenshots was I think there were conversation like the underage girl was asking Mer like, well, Mer, because I can't we can't 100% verify the account was actually Mer.
Yeah, and it can fake that shit easily.
Yeah, so but she was like talking about like waiting for her to turn 18 or whatever, and then she kind of made this remark like, well, Sal said you would date me like right now in like a joke, and then I was just like, that also just made me just like, oh god, are you trying to tell me Sal knew about all this? And that just made it worse for me personally. That's just like, are any of them innocent in all this now? Or is there any potential cover that the guys were covering for each other? They were all aware of this and did nothing.
And I think another thing too is I see fucking Q's Instagram too sometimes, and all the comments are just like of like women like half his age being like, hey, please let me be your girlfriend, and all that.
Yeah, but yeah. Then there was like that YouTube video with the underage girl got a voicemail from Joe Anmer, and it was just allegedly. I still gotta say that allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
That the video, and this is just terrible overall. Like, this is just like, when it's just like they always gave off like they were this like wholesome, funny friend group, but in reality, it was not.
Yeah.
It's just.
It looks like the Impractical Jokers became practical. And there's no Jokers to be seen.
Yeah.
That's what I think future documentaries are gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah, it's sucks when you like liked people and then you find out who they really are, and especially I don't want to say idolized, obviously, but it's just like I guess with both of us we think it spoke very highly of them.
Yeah.
So
because in my teenage years especially, I watched them a lot. Like middle school and high school.
This is just a lot more, I guess, betraying.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that they were in reality just two of them, possibly all of them, are potentially scum.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sal and Q have spoke about this yet.
I don't think any of them have spoken about this.
Probably won't.
I've heard Joe had a...
Joe responded, yeah.
Response?
It was kind of a weird response, I think. I don't remember I'll look it up so I don't...
I didn't even see it. They said he posted on his TikTok, and I didn't see anything on his TikTok at all.
I'm gonna look.
So, I don't know. I doubt would it be copyrighted? I doubt it would be copyrighted.
I think what happened, if I remember, I think Joe checked himself into like a rehab or something like that.
Okay.
And then I think let me try to find his apology. I have his this is from Variety. The quote is from Joe. I have used poor judgment and as a result have violated the trust of the people I love most. But anyone who knows me at all knows full well that I wouldn't assault anyone. Working on myself is an ongoing process, and I am now going to take some time away from the public eye to focus my energies where I need to. So that was Joe's response, and I'm pretty sure what happened to you. I guess he checked himself into a rehab or something like that. I read somewhere or saw in that very in-depth video about it.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Good for him. What's he in there for, like, drinking or something? Prostitution?
Yeah, this is just overall not good. Not good at all.
Yeah, no.
Like you said, I don't know what the fate of the show is now gonna be now. If they're gonna just
bring on 2 guest members now, or
kick Mur and Joe out, or well, Joe was already gone, but
yeah,
I guess Joe definitively being gone. More, I guess that like final nail of the coffin of Joe never coming back. And
yeah,
Mur's fate with the show is now hangs in the balance of what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it could bring back the 5th secret tenderloin. I think there's like a 5th one that they just didn't have. Yeah, I
remember back in the day there was a contest for it to be the 5th Joker, and it like never went anywhere.
There was. It did go somewhere. They posted a video about it.
Of who won?
Yeah, who won? There's a guy with a Justin Bieber haircut.
But it just didn't go anywhere though.
Well, yeah, because it was supposed to be for like a one-time thing. It's like you can have your own challenge. And yeah, he didn't get a thumbs down. He didn't lose at all. It might have been multiple challenges, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's just now the show's ruined now. It's just now ruined for me. I don't want to watch it anymore.
It's spoiled!
Yeah. Spoiled.
Yeah. It'd be sucky. Yeah. Because both of us, obviously, both have very fond memories of that show, especially in its heyday.
Yep.
Carried me in the first couple of years of high school, mentally wise, just in general too.
I liked there. I think one of Mur's just punishments just aged like milk so horribly was with the countdown to 18 punishment. And it was like, wow, that aged horribly.
Yeah, I saw some TikToks about that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, it looks like this wasn't for a joke after all.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know. Shit is definitely ass. In my opinion. So, I think that's roughly going to do for this one. We have no idea what's going to happen with any of these situations. We don't know where 3 of the 4 Jokers are currently right now. They are... any of them could be like in Africa right now. We wouldn't know. So if you guys have any whereabouts on where James is, Sal is, where Brian is, please let us know. We're trying to find them in the situation. We just don't know where they are. We're very worried about them. We know this is a tough time for them, but we just need to know where the Jokers are. So if you could just let us know where the Jokers are, let us know, please.
Matt puts up like missing posters.
Can you find these 3 Jokers? The other one is very sad.
They're very lifelong friends who compete to embarrass each other.
And now they're trying to find each other again. They're trying to find in their hearts to compete for each other's love once more. Shit, man. I think in the end, all of us were the biggest losers.
Yep.
I mean, at least you have a chance with Joe's wife now. That's good. Shit, man. Well, I think that's going to do it.
Yep.
Like and sub, and bye-bye.
Goodbye.